Hey everybody, it's Bust with Expedition Trail number 429, getting into our first video for the mystical misadventures, and we got ourselves a Kennen here. You got lucky with this one. I did a Pantheon run earlier. I wasn't real happy with the quality of the video, so I threw it away, and then I had to go through three separate trials of no new champions, and so there's that 20-minute timer that keeps you from just jumping into the new ones, which is kind of awkward and annoying, but it is what it is. I was just going to go with whatever showed up in this one, and we got Kennen here. And so I'm not exactly sure who Kennen pairs up with. The Ari is in Ionia, but I'm not sure if this is the champion paired into Kennen. I think Ari has her own archetype. I think maybe it is just slice and dice with Kennen and Ari. We'll have to wait and see on that. But as far as we can tell, this archetype is centered on doing things with recalls. I guess it also has some kind of stun aspects to it as well. Pair this up with Yasuo at your own at your own risk. But we could potentially look to do things with Mark of the Storms. But I think we'll see what we can do with Kennen. He is one cost champion. You summon, it puts that Mark of the Storm spell in your hand. You summon the same ally 5 times, and he flips into Scary Kennen, which when he's summoned, blocked, or attacks, he creates more Mark of the Storms. It's kind of awkward with these things. I guess it's not too awkward with them being fast. And so if you attack with Kennen, you put the Mark of the Storm in your hand, but you can't really use it in combat unless you're poking something that's already been marked. And so we'll have to kind of see how that plays out. Otherwise, Quicken, new card, not really interested in it. Recall a unit with 3 or less power. And then Tornado Warrior should be kind of the bread and butter card in this style of archetype. When he's summoned, he gets 1/0 and a random keyword. And then he keeps the stats and the buffs after he's recalled. And so, as far as I can kind of tell, it feels like the cheapening stuff may have been over in Ionia. And then the payoff might be over here in Bandle City. Not real sure. We'll have to wait and see what turns up and how this goes about. And all right, so we do have the Ionia counterpart here, the Disciplined Zed. The Mourned is one of the new cards. Interesting seeing that attached to the Zed archetype. I hope that they have the expedition spreadsheet updated here soon. Like with the last set, it was the last time that it was updated. Maybe has it been like 2 sets then? Since then, it's been like since August, the end of August when it was last updated. And that was just to add the new archetypes. And so as we see the Discipline Z show up here with a new card in it, it would be nice to know the changes to the older ones. I'm sure that's quite the task to keep updated, but kind of is what it is. So at least we are seeing here, this is kind of another flavor of recall card, just coming back to our hands on Nexus Strike. I don't think we'll be able to take too much advantage of this, but we're doing recall things. I don't want to take darkness cards, and there's not going to be any recall centric things over here with this Malefic Descent Shyvana. So Zed with the recall thing it is, and let's see what else we can pick up. So, all right. Well, Dancing Droplet is, of course, a very interesting one. It doesn't have a tune anymore, which would have been quite powerful, but it is one of the more premier bounce style units, and so I'm glad to see it added to our stack. It looks like it would play much better with the likes of Ari than it would with Kennen, but it's still okay. And then which one is Gust Monk? I thought that was going to be our Tornado Warrior, but something different from here. When I'm summoned, create a Cloud Stance. Cloud Stance gives an ally 2/0, and then at the end of the round, recall it. Okay, so that's fine. It's nice to see all these like recall effects and everything, but I ultimately worry about how much mana this stuff takes, what the mana investment this is going to be for returning all of these units to our hand and trying to replay them. Okay, so with a pack like this, it's like I'm kind of interested in Claws of the Dragon, as if we're looking to just chain off a bunch of like recall stuff, being able to play the claws for free. It seems like it could be kind of an interesting concept. And then also interestingly enough with the recall stuff is Sparring Student. If you're going to play a unit, return it to your hand, and then play it again, you have some bonuses with the Sparring Student. But I think I kind of like the idea of this Claws of the Dragon. We'll see if anything comes about with it, if we can get some of these themes going. Okay, here we got another Mourned, just this cheap, elusive guy. I felt like we should be able to, put ourselves kind of aggressively here. If we're looking at the Mourned, maybe we can pick up some Green Glade duos. We are starting to see, sparring students and the conspirators roll around. I feel like we can get some kind of like aggressive, elusive thing going with this. And then what does Beminamino do? Generate pranks? It's not that exciting. Let's go with the Navori Conspirator out of this pack. I think we do want to find more of the Mourned, but I'm going to go with the Bounce Elusive and the Conspirator, and I think we'll probably get some of this sparring student stuff going. Okay, so interesting. Our last pack of before locking in our factions, we can pick up Noxus with Arena Kingpin. Don't really want to do it. If we were like heavy into say like Yasuo and looking to do stun stuff, then maybe we could consider it. But we're not going to pull that off here. I'm going to go with the Young Witch, recently re-nerfed back to 1 health, along with the Combat Trick and Twin Disciplines. Very powerful set. I'm curious how much we should be looking towards something like Scattered Pod as just a big, meaty late game play. I'm kind of hoping the games don't go that late, and so we're going to go with the Young Witch here. Okay, which is the landmark here? Recall an ally to summon an ephemeral copy of it. Oh, that's a play ability. So you play the landmark, recall an ally, and then you get a copy of the ally, and then 2 turns later you get another copy of the ally. So don't think we have too many combos with that. We do the same thing here with the Matriarch. I mean, these have to just be full-on build-around cards with the things we're doing. Let's give these a try. If we're really going to be doing things with the recalls, that's going to be the way to go about it. All right, what's Windsinger? that's a new one. Living with Enlightenment Karma, a 4/3 for 6 mana to play and recall a unit. That's pretty powerful in terms of most of the time. I think this is just going to be pointed at your opponent's unit, right? But we have a lot of abilities that we can use with this. I think this is okay. The other thing here is there is a double tap. We're not having like too much in the way of multi-faction dudes, so I don't think we'll get like super value out of this. And I think I don't have anything bigger than a 3-attack unit at this point. We have the 1 Matriarch at 4 attack, so double tap is kind of weak. Let's go with the Windsinger here. I don't like Insight of the Ages. We're gonna have to look to try and trade that away, but the Windsinger I think could be powerful. All right, there's a Monastery of Arana, the original, hey, I want to recall all my stuff card, and it just doesn't seem that great here. I mean, we already have a bunch of recall stuff, like it's all doing it on its own. I just don't think we want to make the investment in the Monastery. I'm just going to go with another Windsinger and the Yordle Squire out of this one. Yordle Squire is a great target for the Navori Conspirator and the likes if we can get some of those going. All right, what was Flame Spitter? This is one of the new ones, the Rumble card. Give an ally 2/0 and impact. That's interesting in terms of if we were being like really aggressive with the elusives. Just a 3 damage boost with the potential boost on a future turn is kind of interesting. But I'm going to go with the Blade Twirler here. This is ultimately, if we're playing with all of these recall cards, this has to be incredibly powerful. I'm not really excited about having 3 Windsingers in our deck. This dude's pretty expensive, but the Blade Twirler is pretty on point with what our deck is trying to do. Why not just get all the Windsingers? Why not get like 1,000 of them? Costs 2 less if you've recalled a unit this round. So sort of he doesn't have the PNZ guy, right? That costs 3 for the 4/3, but he costs 2 if you drew him that turn. I guess it's a little easier to pull off the recall as opposed to just drawing the card. But all right, let's give it a go. We got 6 Windsingers here. We need to, at this point, we need to find like some interaction. I know we do have like 1 million Windsingers that can recall some stuff, but our spell count is really low in this deck. Oh, Yordle Captain, though. When you summon another ally with less or equal power to me, give it 1/1. Interesting. As we're like recalling all of these turds, get to say like boost our dancing droplets and stuff. That's kind of interesting. We have the landmark that we already have a copy of. I don't want a bunch of those. And then a sonic wave to interact with, but we only have the 1 young witch. Yeah, let's give Yordle Captain a try. I think he could be interesting here. Weird. Wizened Wizard in the Slice and Dice archetype. He doesn't seem like he really fits the theme, but the rest of these cards are trash. Like, I don't want the Novori Highwayman. You can get recalls with Shadow Shift, but again, I think we have enough like recall stuff, and then these Enlightenment cards are turds. I guess if you really want to do the recalls, you just return everything with the Solitary Monk. Jeez. What was Cloud Stance? 2-0 and recall? Okay. I think I just want the Will of Ionia. Man, this sucks. We can take a concussive palm. It's something. It's serviceable. We can cast it a bunch of times with our recalls. I mean, sure. Sure. And Lightning Rush. Deal recall to deal 2 to anything. That would include the opponent's face. Somewhat interesting. I want to hang on to Gust Monk. I don't want Fuzzy Caretaker. Okay, let's try Lightning Rush. I don't think this is going to be very good, but we'll give it a shot. And okay. Well, if this is our first video with us, if you're new to the show from the addition of the new cards, welcome, number one. And we live the pay-to-win lifestyle, so we do have to go and turn something premium. And so let's take a peek at Ionia Bandle City here. Let's pick up one of the newer cards and get our premium run for the premium bro for the day going. And so, all right, well, I can get behind Tornado Warrior, I think. It comes out, it generates some cards. It says recall on it. I'm on board. Tornado Warrior, welcome. Welcome to the party. This was in our initial pack, right? I think so. And all right, so I know we're ready with that. I got the new Ari emote. I loaded that up in the previous trial. I dig it. That's a good one. I need one more good emote, and I think we're probably just locked for the rest of time. We've got the kitty cat with the laser beam, Cupcake Garen, both echoes. Now we got this Ari in here. She's a pretty cool one. Let me see. I lost my cursor. There it is. Should be pretty meme-tastic with that one. So we just need one more. Got to get Sad Poro out of here. But anyways, back to the action. This hand is trash. I could see an argument for hanging on to Solitary Monk. Like, if we don't have anything to do until the third turn, we have to have a 3-drop to play. And she can fit that role. But we would definitely prefer to have some earlier plays happening here. Slam this Gust Monk. Oh, there's so many Wind Singers. I mean, you could definitely make some big tempo plays with the Windsinger, but it's a very expensive bro. They were playing Zoe, Ari, Targon. Okay, both of the recall factions along with the Targon. Gotcha. What are you? When I'm summoned, give me 1-0 and elusive this round. I'll trade. Alright, just trading them back and forth. Man, these Windsingers don't want to be playing this kind of game, though. Like, they want us to have, like, this really aggressive tempo board. We, like, bounce one of our opponent's units at the end of their turn, and then we get a big open attack on the next turn. That's what you're, trying to pull off with those, but can't quite do that here. Let's wait. I'm not opposed to trading our Yordle Squire for the Tornado Warrior, but if it comes down to having to drop the Navori Conspirator, okay, that all worked out. And now we can still put a block in front of the Tornado Warrior and get a value block on an Otterpuss. And then if he combat tricks away our 2/2, it's fine. He does still have this Cloud Stance in hand. Okay. Expensive Yordle Squire. That sucks. We are going to get like the recall on the next turn because the Mourn will bounce itself, so we'll get to play the Pathless Ancient on the cheap. But kind of sucks. These are decent pranks. At least we're getting later in the game where we have more mana to do stuff with. Boom it. It's like I really just want to get the Yordle Squire down to recall it. We can get this Pathless Ancient down on the cheap later. I think this is okay. So we can... Well, we can't play both is the problem. Alright. So we have to go this direction if we want to get a Conspirator down. Why aren't you just free now? we've recalled twice. You should be free, Pathless Ancient. Okay. All right. Well, we got all the wind singers. Definite definite non-bow in the face of these tornado warriors that keep the bonuses. But Shadow of the Past. Okay. Well, that's annoying. That's probably the best Shadows of the Past I've seen in my life. Card is typically just garbage. Okay. Then they're just down to one card we don't know about at this point. Ooh, Zed. Pretty good here. Hopefully pretty tough for him to interact with. And summoned, if you've summoned a Thunder Fist, flip into something else. Turns into a bigger unit. Okay. Gotcha. Well, we missed the attack with the Windsinger. I got so excited that we were swinging with the Zed, I missed the attack with the Mourned. We're missing out on some mana spending here, but this is okay. He's going to get to definitely ramp up these Tornado Warriors. I'm surprised he didn't play the other one. I guess there's probably not much for him to do here mana-wise. Interesting. Oh, this is so expensive. If you've recalled a unit, so that's only like a 2 mana difference if we bounce the Pathless Ancient. Okay, well, I assume he's just going to play Thunder Fist and then we can just bounce it. Or at least we can stop some of this attack.
The forest hides friend and foe alike.
Yeah, not the best blockers ever designed. Not the best. We gotta prevent this damage where we can.
Nature defies nature.
I think it's okay to probably take the 5, and then we can still get a big open attack in next turn. It's not going to have any units on this board. One short of lethal, which is the downside to this. Okay, we can do 2 damage to anything. Assuming we get in for the 12th bomb here, we should be good. We're going to have to watch out for these Ionia burn spells in the future. This is not something I would readily expect. Don't think it matters that he can prank our Quicken. I would like to know what his kind of last card in hand is before we drop this thing. Well, the shenanigans are apparent now.
Like a storm, I bring change.
All right, well, we're doing it. Oh, hang on. Oh, that's a recall a unit. Oh, never mind. I thought this was Lightning Rush, the thing that deals the damage to face. Oh, whoops. All right, so we got to survive another turn. What are you? When I'm summoned, give me 1/0 and elusive. Okay. You've recalled, right? So he's going to have another recall to replay this thing. He's still going to cost 4 mana. I think we're okay. If it comes down to it, we can always block something with our 2/1 elusive, like the one that always has elusive into Mourned. Recall it, replay it, and then open attack next turn. I think we're fine. This is only for this round as far as elusive goes, so he won't have elusive next turn. So let's just not die. We even want to bother blocking with the Mourned? I mean, it's probably fine. He doesn't have any cards. I guess we didn't have to do it, but... Alright. So he's going to have to top deck a bounce spell to get himself out of this. Almost click pass before we replayed our unit. That's another way to get out of it as well. Did he do it? Have lots of recalls out here. He's playing cards like it matters. Who knows? Drew a lightning rush. What do we got? Do these win the game? 2 play, discard 1, deal 2 to a unit. Okay. You can draw 1, I can draw 1, I guess. Is this new? Is this like a... I've never seen this. Oh, it's a Rumble card. That looks like Rumble in the background. Discard 1, deal 2 to a unit, 2 to the Nexus. Okay. Discard 1, 2 to a unit. Got him. Taking down the victories. GG. Well done, Kennen. I should say well done, Zed. Well done, Zed. So, alrighty. Ooh, Bandle City Mayor. What a card to be returning with all of the recalls. Just manifesting for the big value engine. And interesting, the Slice and Dice is down here on the Yasuo. Is that a Yasuo ability, Slice and Dice? It's been... I didn't play League of Legends proper when Yasuo was around. I played with him in Teamfight Tactics, but not in League. But all right, yeah, we're here to stack Kennens today. The Bandle City Mayor looks good. The Concussive Palm is fine, and so where there's a will, there's a way, right? They're gonna make Yasuo work eventually. He's got the pairing with Leona, he's got the pairing with Swain, and now he's got paired with Kennen. But we're here to stack Kennens today. I've always said that Yasuo was just like one card away from being good, from taking that leap from mediocre to good, and maybe Kennen is enough. Okay, this looks like a decent enough start. We don't have good targets for this seedling, but whatever. that's a good strategy, right? Just saying whatever. We lose our thing. I would have played a different unit if I realized we were going to lose our card. But getting these big time aggro's going. 2-1 quick attacker ain't no joke. You need to get those sonic waves back. I said we didn't have any quick attackers, so there's no reason to take the sonic waves. Kennen disagrees. he's out here and ready for it. You got Scout Warrior. That's pretty powerful. He keeps these stat buffs. So if we put a tiny spear onto Tornado Warrior, he's not going to keep that one. Okay. It's going to pass. Let's start with this scout attack and then see what happens. Lux Fiora. I do like the do 2 to anything aspect as he has the 2 health unit. So we should be safe. Ideally, the way that this will go is like we'll play the Mourned. We have our 3 mana because we have Kennen in hand. We're going to attack with everything. He's going to block like our Kennen and try to play a barrier. and then we'll get out of it with the recall, the lightning rush. Look at that. Not our first rodeo. So, do we want to say, like, recall the scout? He's not going to die. He's just the more expensive one to play. I think he's a fine recall. Oh, but then we don't kill the units in a fit of awkwardness. Okay, that didn't work out exactly how I wanted. We have to lose our warrior if we want. Okay. This is fine. We can lose the warrior.
The tempest gathers. It's still gathering.
Should we just recall Kennen so we get the Mark of the Storm? That's probably the case. Okay. Take me a hot minute to get used to these new cards. That's recall number 1 on Kennen. So if we want to start playing like seedlings or whatever on him. Okay. And get those get those lightning marks or whatever it's called going on these units. Well, it's a little dangerous to drop him now. I really wish you had a tune, Dancing Droplet. Okay, well, I'll take a trade with the Yordle Squire onto either of these. We're gonna lose the Droplet. I assume he's gonna take the value hook on the Droplet. He says, I don't want anything to do with that. I'm not attacking that guy.
I am lightning. I break the wind.
Okay, so we got the Mark of the Storm on the little bird. Now we can get the Morn down. We can play the Seedling onto Kennen. Right? So he's recalled. We get the copy. Now we can play Mark of the Storm onto the bird. And I guess technically with the lightning rush, we can return the ephemeral copy, but that doesn't seem ideal.
My field is yours.
Okay. No intentions of messing with that guy. Maybe just put him down to block. Well, we have I guess we have this ephemeral Kennen that's definitely attacking. I'm surprised he didn't protect his bird though. It's pretty strange to me. We are getting in for a surprisingly high amount of elusive damage in this one. Okay, he's at 6. I mean, I guess he did have that really slow start, and we popped him with the that scout unit. But ready for the tempo plays. Are you gonna drop a 7-drop on me? That's where the Windsinger's good when we're getting ahead on board, and then so much we can do here. Oh man. I don't want to completely pass. Let's burst this insight and then pass. Let's see if he adds any more cards to the board.
Protect and strike. Looking for thieves.
So if this is like a back-to-back, I think this is still okay. Ooh. Interesting. Okay. I was really planning on getting this Windsinger going. It's like if he plays a big unit, we can bounce it, and then we get the free copy of it next turn. But he's not dropping any dudes. Just dropping deuces, am I right? There's the expensive. All right, appreciate it.
The forest hides friend and foe alike.
So now we should get the open kill. This seedling will activate on the Windsinger. Oh, we just get the Kennen back. That was unexpected.
Wind and thunder.
Let us soar. Nature is
All right, we got to figure out how this works. I thought I was going to get a free copy of Windsinger. Let's see if he just plays another Lux.
Or are you complicit?
She costs 6, so it can't replay.
Hope is on the wind.
Magic has no place here. I will mourn you.
Surge then.
All right, so we're going to get him to 2. We're going to lose our ephemeral Kennen, but then we can get a real one. Okay.
Left behind.
Sequence that backwards, but sure. He falls to 4. When I'm summoned, blocked, or attack, create Mark of the Storm. Summoned, blocked, or attack. So, okay. So we can like, we want to hang on to him for at least a moment. It's going to run into a Lux problem.
The sun is shining. We
Played, he played the wrong Lux.
I have mastered the rain, lightning, and cloud. Ultimate tempest.
All right, well, we'll try this open kill again. He's going to get to attack or whatever. And then we have the concussive palm.
Things bright.
Does this count? Is this going to count for the Mark of the Storm? He's blocking, right? Didn't count. This will at least protect Kennen or whoever in combat next turn, right? We will get the stun off of the ability now. Ooh, Zed, though. He doesn't have a detain. It's like Zed can be 2 cards, though. This is a really strange spot. Like, I think the worst thing that could happen is that they can deal with 2 units, right? The worst that can happen would be, say, they play reinforcements, but we're getting like 2 units out of Zed either way. And so I think he's safe. So it's one of those dangerous spots in the sense that like we have the open kill, but if they have a removal spell, we don't get the kill. So we want to add Zed, but playing Zed both opens them up to playing slow spells. Like there's not any like Demacia slow spells that would be a real problem, but like reinforcements is kind of like the common one, right? If we're looking to say like, okay, we're playing a single unit this turn and then they play 2 units, that really messes up our attack. But Zed kind of gets around it and being 2 cards in 1, but it's still a little dangerous in there. But I feel like reinforcements would be the big one, and that would just leave us in the same spot. I don't want to trade away my Kennens for Lee Sin. Didn't they run into this problem before? Where they ran into this problem with Scion, right? As to where the game could never figure out what deck Scion wanted to be in, and so like every trade pick was trying to get you to trade away Scions. I don't think that's still a problem. I don't know if that was like a bug that they fixed or what. You don't get any communication on Expedition anymore, and so I'm not sure if that was a thing that's been fixed or what. But I wonder if it's crept its way back up now that a new set has been released. But here, Yordle Squire is quite good here. This is one of the better units that we can be returning with the recalls. We don't have too much recall stuff. I was expecting to have a little bit more. I guess we did get to play Kennen 5 times that game, but we got some amount of recall going on. Okay, got a 1-2-3 start. We'll get rid of the Windsinger. A little expensive, but looking okay otherwise. How about you let me trade away Inside of the Ages instead of trying to get me to trade away Kennens? Maybe you could do that game. Did you think of that one? Or if he's going to be coming at us with tokens. It's a kind of odd set of champions for tokens, and he's doing some amount of landmark stuff at least. I like the idea of Roto Captain with what our deck's doing. What up, Kennen?
Time for a leap of faith.
Alright, so now we're like pretty heavily incentivized just to drop the scales. I mean, there's a lot of times where he's just going to have to trade. If he trades with our opponent's 3, I'm pretty okay with it. The only way this like really sucks is if he has like a Desert Naturalist next turn. No, seems fine. Sure. Gain that 4 health. So now we're kind of in this space to where we could play Yordle Captain. And then on the next turn where we're dropping Kennens and Blade Scouts, they'll all get the bonus. So we get a little bit of extra values out of these. It's a pretty like meaty bro all on his own anyways. Especially, especially when we're going to turn him into a 4/8. Let's see what they play. We can drop all of the units, but I feel like we're gonna just play the Dragon Protection onto Yordle Captain so that we can attack here. The 5/4 gets in the way of both Kennen and the Stone Stackers. Okay. Looking for something to do? There's no way he's going to burst past us. Like I think he's looking for something to do. Our attack here is good. I mean, just say that they play a 4/4 for 4. We get to still boost our Yordle booster, and then we have great attacks across the board. I like it. Soothsayer, interesting. Not worried about Soothsayer. And so, I mean, he could have like a Twin Disciplines, but at the end of the day, if his play is to Twin Disciplines the Rock Bear to take down the Yordle Captain and then either just get nugged for 9 or get give us value attacks into these Soothsayers, that all feels pretty good for us. Especially given like how slow he's been to put units on the board. If he comes down and just plays like a 6-cost unit next turn and we get to immediately bounce it and open attack, it's just monstrously huge. Okay. Sure.
You are not welcome.
Double sure.
Sorry, friends.
Do we want to start adding Kennens now? I think we should probably bang. Well, that's kind of awkward, right? If we wanted to get, if our play is to just drop Windsinger, then we should have played one of these just to ensure it gets on board. Right, because the big value in Windsinger is giving us good open attacks, and so if we're going to open, would have liked to have had a Stone Stackers on board probably. Kennen would have been fine, but Kennen also has problems running into the Soothsayer. Maybe we should have like rolled that back just a little bit and looked to play Kennen before we attacked, have the 3/2. So how bad can this be? Like, let's say he's going to need like the burst sacrifice thing, right?
Like a storm, I bring change.
Can't do that until next turn, but he can technically get the Risen Altar down. Yeah, this would be much better with a dude on board. Especially when we have the 2 Kennens that flips into Lightning Rush to deal the damage.
Not in my city.
Still taking him to 2, but it would be nice. It would be much nicer if we were just straight up lethal with this Kennen attack or with the Stone Stacker attack. But that was kind of like the perfect way for those things to go. Well, I guess not exactly. Him playing a landmark is not the same as him playing a unit. If he played a unit we bounced, he would still have the Rock Bear on board.
Are not welcome.
But looks like this is going to be okay. I think we'll just kill him with the Lightning Rush.
Come on, there's so much to see. They are my people,
Get to watch them Talia flips though. Get all the values.
I have mastered the most player stuff.
Sure, this one. Zap. Alright, GG. A little sloppy, but got there in the end. I'm not very good at these games at the beginning of the season anyways. It takes me a few weeks to get my bearings with the new cards. So I don't put that tier list out right away. But alright, this looks like some powerful stuff here. I just saw the Kennen and the Blade Twirler with an epic, and so I assumed this all had to just be good. Quite happy with the Blade Twirler. It's so good. Like, this even just like, if we say we're on the evens and we start with the Mourned and the Blade Twirler, we get in for the 2 damage. This recalls first and then gives the Blade Twirler the bonus attack on. That's pretty sweet. I like sweet stuff. So combos there, and then what is this? Summon 3 ephemeral copies of the 3 strongest followers you've recalled this game, and so the Harrowing Light, if you will. Sure. It seems like it's just gonna put a bunch of Kennens on the board. Okay, next battle. Look pretty good. Haven't got to drop that Ari emote yet. I feel like we need to use it at some point. need to have an area of supreme luck turn up. All right, lost my cursor. Where'd it go? There we are. Okay, reasonable enough start. Get this Yordle Squire Conspirator thing going. We're just switching to using Kennens. Whatever is more appropriate. It is a little scary in terms of there's a lot of like 1 damage cards coming out of Bilgewater, be it Parlay or Make It Rains. So it'd be cool if Kennen didn't just die, but you know, we'll deal with that another day. Bouncing begins. Is this a specific? Does it have to be a specific copy of Kennen? It just says Kennen 1 of 5.
You call that sneaky?
Okay. Somebody wants the Yetis in their deck real bad. All the Kennens. So he's seen this copy. It's got the little eyeballs on it. Did that auto pass? No. He just pushed the button real good. He's waiting to drop this Make It Rain on us. Ice Shard, even worse. Ew. Okay. Well, we still got all these Kennens. Ah, and the Plunder card to go with the Ice Shards. You got us good, my man. You got us good. Make It Rain wouldn't have been that bad. We still would have got to keep a unit. There would have been that small chance that he just hits face with it. That was kind of crappy. Do we want to shoot the Petty Officer? I worry about losing our last Kennen, but can't just block the Sentinel. Okay. Guess we could have done that the other direction. If we're just gonna replay Kennen a bunch of times, could have got the lightning rushes that way.
I have mastered the rain, lightning, and cloud styles.
Looking for a daring escape?
All right, he's not that great here. He's not gonna get into battle with an enraged Yeti, but
I possess the secret.
let's see. Let's think about that. He's only got to be a 3 attack, right? But we summon and get a lightning rush. We attack, we get another lightning rush. Yeah, it's not gonna work. Yes, we could have put that. We could have just put the spear onto the Kennen and got an attack that way. It feels very all-in-y like that, though. And opponents just not playing cards again. Is he gonna boom us real good? He boomed us once. Is he gonna boom us twice? Ember Maiden. That's not as bad as things could have been. Gonna lose our Kennen. Once loaded up on the Maiden, we can always just like block with Kennen and kill the Maiden to at least protect our Conspirator. Hopefully it doesn't come to that and we're just more along the lines of putting a Scales of the Dragon token onto Kennen, but...
Take a stance and hold it.
This dude likes his shenanigans. Why is he just passing it to us? Alright, well that piece of the puzzle at least works out for us. Now this Ember Maiden is not very good. If he can attack with the Yeti, but then he'll die to our Scales. And Gangplank? Have it alls, dude. Just have it all.
Stand firm.
Well, we might as well block Gangplank, right? We're just going to lose our unit next turn. But then we can also take him down with a Lightning Rush.
My friends.
Maybe take him down. Maybe. Not going to have enough of them. Lame, dude. Be lamer. Oh. Oh, these don't have burst, though. Gotta wait. Be so much cooler if these had burst, Kennen. Okay. I don't feel like... Does that matter? I don't feel like that matters. Oh, it does matter. It's gonna prevent the 3 damage. Well, this dude's lame. Okay. There's no other way around it. This guy's not having fun today. We've only got 1 Kennen left, so let's just go ahead and put the damage onto Gangplank. Guess we have to. Boosting the Yordle Captain doesn't do anything here. All right. All right. Are you gonna do cool stuff? Three strongest followers you've recalled. Well, we're gonna save this for next turn. As long as we just don't die here, I'll feel a little bit better about this turn. Now, the problem, we can recall Gangplank. I think that's probably where we need to be. Nah. He gets to just replay, but he does lose a lot of stats. Now we can potentially, if he just replays Gangplank, we can put the +3 health onto our Wind Singer. I think we probably just want to do that anyways. And interesting, he doesn't just replay his Gangplank. He plays other bro first. I guess... Oh, and then he no attacks? I was going to say, he can like get the level up on Gangplank, but... Okay. Nothing? That just did... Was that really just an 8-mana do-nothing? No, man. Was Kennen like the only dude we've recalled this game? I guess we should have looked at that before. Oh, man. Well, that wasn't ideal. Huh. And then he's got a Gangplank in hand. He did the same thing as the other guy. Just showing us that he has the card, because it doesn't really matter here, but... I guess that was it, right? We just recalled Kennen every time, and we recalled his Gangplank once. It's our 8-mana spell just didn't do anything. Whoops. Oh, that sucks. Well, then we'll lose our unit to the concussive palm. Whatever.
I have studied every fighting manual.
All right, well, let's go into next turn. Don't. I guess if we like get a recall for Kennen, we can bounce. We can use that to stun Gangplank. We have a concussive palm. I think we're going to be short on damage, but we got some options. we can bounce some units with the Windsinger.
Like a storm, I bring change.
Balance in all things.
We hit Gangplank. Then if we concussive palm another unit, we've got 12 damage. We got to go for the lethal, right? What else are we doing if we're not going for the lethal?
Rain and lightning.
Right, so if he blocks our 2/5s, we still get in for 12.
Let's see what you can do.
Appears as though player has a card, but this is all we could ask for, right? Is lining up the lethal. Oof, oof, we did it. We did it. All skill, all skill.
The storm has broken.
Even surviving the 8 mana do nothing. That's the stuff right there. God, I hate my cursor keeps going away. All right. So what do we do here? See, look at this. Why do you want me to trade away Kennen every time? We'll have to find out about that. But I'm not excited about Stand United. This card's not that great, but Inside of the Ages is pretty trash. Like, that one Inside of the Ages we got earlier where we were enlightened and drew the 2 damage spell was like the highest high rolly of Inside of the Ages as we're ever going to see. Most of the time this is going to be spending 2 mana to make like a parlay or something, and so we'll just go ahead and get rid of that. I prefer the guaranteed knowledge of what's happening with the Stand United. And, useful with Kennen and stuff, so that's a thing. Hey, useful with Kennen. It's a attribute some cards have. I don't know. All right, opponent has been found, it seems. The timer went away, but the game is not loading. I have to worry. I mean, we've been playing against a lot of 4-win Poro bots and just getting annihilated by the AI, and so hopefully we can do a little bit better. All right, here's how the starts look. So, as we've gotten a little bit more experience with Kennen here, I've been kind of like less and less happy about playing him on the first turn and not being able to make usage of that lightning rush. I mean, that's kind of like a small thing, I guess, but I feel like now that we've drawn, it's just like how much do we really expect to be getting out of like lightning rushing something on the first turn? Just like getting that tap onto Gift Giver doesn't seem that impressive. Like if we didn't have the Blade Scout, we would just play Kennen and attack 100% of the time. But like here, having the option, it's kind of odd.
Time for a leap of faith.
Sure. And the thing I ran into, I played a few rounds with Pantheon. There's only 3 cards in the game that have faded. Pantheon has faded. There's a 1-cost common that has faded, and then there is the 3-cost rare dragon that has it. Not too many targets for the ability in the game. Okay, well, I think I do like this lightning rush for Kennen now. Let's see. Hang on, I kind of thought I was going to get to play the landmark, and I was incorrect. Still worked out for us, but let's get this attack. None of these blocks seem particularly compelling for him, but we should be able to make a copy of Kennen next turn and then get a second Mark of the Storm to kill one of these little dum-dums. He's got that. What's that thing that the shamans get in World of Warcraft? The little spinny circle shaman thing. That's what this guy's got. So let's see. Are we still on point with this idea? I think I like it. So we'll return and copy Kennen. Then we can get one going next turn. I want to Mark of the Storm down this Traveler. It's tempting to just... Well, yeah, we're definitely going to block. Get the ephemeral Kennen to get that in. Bzz. It makes a noise the entirety of the game, doesn't it? I'm listening. Listening real close. Yeah, it makes some kind of lightning noise. It would be cool if it did not do that forever. Just FYI. FYI, Riot. That would be pretty cool if that was not a permanent feature. But all right, we can do a lot of shit this turn though. Let's see what opponent does. We can Lightning Rush Kennen. Oh, he's going to be one short of flipping though. So how cutesy do we want to get this turn? It's just like ultimately you have to worry about so much coming out of a deck like this. In terms of combat tricks. Faded is not an ability that is really excited about all of these recalls, but I think we're still looking to attack here. Let's see if he like gems the Saga Seeker or something. Grant an ally 1/1 to stun something else. I think I like this. Like, I think very frequently he's just gonna have another combat trick here. But if he doesn't, this is huge. We get to protect our Kennen. We get a second Lightning Rush now. And he's gonna flip next turn and get more of those abilities going. So, our new worry, I'm not going to risk losing our Kennen in this combat. He's about to pop off. So, let's just attack with these dudes. If he wants to trade his Gem Giver on our 2/1, that's completely fine. Now we can look to put another Mark of the Storm onto the Traveler. And then try and kill it off next turn. Oh, hang on. That guy could still block. Oops. I just assumed that since he had the spinny thing on him, he was done. But okay, we're learning. Does he get one on level up? Summon, block, or attack? Nope. Is that the Behold the Infinite Eye? That he's throwing his little shurikens into? Is it this eyeball? That kind of looks like a dragon. Is it something different? I don't know. Somebody else will have to teach me the lore on that one. Don't really approve of Cosmic Inspiration. But we should be able to make big tempo plays next turn. Or I guess we could this turn. Or can we just lethal him? 4, 7, 8, 9. A little bit short. It says F. I should have played my gym first. Are we just lethal next turn if we leave the Gift Giver down? I mean, we can play Scales. He's going to block the Scales with the 1/2. Guess it would depend on what the Bandle City Mayor found. 2, 4, 7. Need a 3 damage 1 or 2 drop off of the Bandle City Mayor. Okay, let's find out. Protoporo is 1 short. Well, he's free.
The journey is different. These will protect you.
You want to attack into our ephemeral Kennen?
Remember my words.
Cool. Cool. I'm on board with that. That'll give us another mark. Still gonna be a little bit short though. I wonder. It's like I wonder if we can just get them where we say, go into next turn. Like this plays highly sus, but like if we play this, get the mark, the dragon protection into our hand, pass, draw a card. Now we put the dragon protection onto Kennen. Well, things are different now that we just drew Twin Disciplines. He blocks our two bigs. We've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're still one short. Okay.
Hope is on the
The tempo play still gets us there. So say he plays a 7 mana unit, plays a single big dude. We can kill with the Twin Disciplines. Been real impressed with this guy. Been putting in the work. Lethal. Got him. Got him real good.
This is Tippish style.
Hippish style? What's that mean? Let's say something like Yordle style. Let's see, what do we got here? Not that interested in Fey Guy. Don't want to trade away Bandle City Mayor. Quicken? I don't really want Quicken. It's so wild seeing a card like, oh, recall a unit. Okay, so Quicken can recall our opponent's units. I was just about to be like, isn't it crazy that they had the 1 mana card that would return any unit, and now they bring a 2-cost unit, a 2-cost card that has restrictions on it, but okay, recalls our own units, but Quicken targets opposing units. Okay, I think I still want to hang on to the Gust Monk. Ooh, you were the bad one though, weren't you? You were not that great. Okay, let's pick up the interactivity here. I take it back, Quicken. I take it back. I thought you were bad. I've learned my lesson. Right, pre-final battle underway. Pre-final battle version 0.0. Hopefully, hopefully just win and don't go straight to the final. Don't have to deal with the second round. Wins are good. And the full dragons. It's weird. That's weird. He's got the Vigio. Like you see Shyvana Vigio. That's where the Demacia Shadow Isles comes from. You expect that to be dragons, but Targon also being dragon cards, but then he has more Vigios than Shyvana. I guess he could be a 2-2 split, as opposed to 3 Vigio, 1 Shyvana. But that's kind of odd.
The forest strikes.
Right, and we got to get out of here and try and aggro them down before they're able to get their dragons online. Generate, cool. Not a bad early game ability. Could have been something cooler like Scout or Quick Attack, but you can't just complain about everything. All right, let's see if he adds like a 2-3 to the board. Kennen is unfortunately bad against a 1-3 here. Okay. Okay. No tricks, please. All right, that worked out reasonably. Let's get our cheap units back on the board, so if we want to play double Conspirator next turn, we can do it. Maybe, ooh, I don't like that. I don't like playing that Kennen now, right? We could technically kill off a 2 health unit. It's not going to be too common for opponent to have, but it is an option. He attacks, I want to be able to block and take it down with Stone Stackers. Then we can kill the Abomination next turn with Kennen. Twin Disciplines, actual perfect draw here. And do we switch to doing stuff to Vigio? Don't think so. Oh no, we don't have the manas? Oh, we did some of that bust math, didn't we? Oh, fuck. It's okay.
Break the silence.
Doing that bust math. We can at least put the mark onto Vigio and then try and mess with him next turn. Not a total loss. I did get kind of used to him just having dudes on the no dudes on the board when we start playing our Kennens and not getting the Shaman circles. Watch this. Pop. Oh, this guy's good. Then have we? Can we play Children of the Forest? We do get a Screeching Dragon out of this. Let's do this. We can just like drop it, and then see, right? So we get the 2 ephemerals, and then we get a dragon. And then if we want, we can technically replace something with Kennen, and then stun Vigio. I think this is probably just lethal most of the time. Sad face. Oh no.
With a little time, I'll have a breakthrough.
I will mourn you.
Well, we don't have the lethal just yet. Well, oh, that would have been dangerous to go for. I was going to say we could have played Kennen. No, he still has all this mana and shit. I feel pretty good about this. Why did his Vigio heal that damage? Didn't he take 4 damage from our dragon? What? What?
In all things.
What happened here? It must just be a visual bug, right? This says Vigio has 2 health, whereas back here he has 6 health. This is a fast, so we can check the Oracle Eye. Now he dies. Okay, just a visual bug. That's fine. Okay. Oh, that's a good value though. I was curious if the strike was gonna return them to hand before the ephemeral killed them off, which it did. And then thing number 2 was it didn't have ephemeral in our hand. So that's a nice little interaction with those things.
The storm has broken them.
Nice little interaction. So yeah, let's get these trades. We'll get ourselves into this final battle. What do we got? Yordle Captain, I like. Let's hang on to you. We haven't had the chance to do anything with Claws of the Dragon, but I don't want Jeweled Protectors, and then I do want to keep these Blade Scouts, keep these cheap flips for us. No, I don't want to trade Kennens. Get that idea out of your head, game. I don't want to do that. But Shadows of the Past, typically I've hated this card, but like again, this is I could see it being okay here. Just do have a... What do we even have? Yordle Squires, Blade Scouts fine, Kennen, Tornado Warriors. Let's try it. I mean, we at least have to try it in this stupid deck. Conchologist does seem quite good here, but I think we want to... I like Charm as well. I was curious how they were going to pull off Charm in this game. If it was going to be like Possession or what it was going to do, but I think we want to skip over all of these. I like the cheapness of the Yordle Squire. Big I don't want... I could see trading out Stone Stackers. I don't want to trade out like too much of our early game, but we don't have any synergies with this thing. And this Charm does give us a recall, and it gives us a vulnerable for like quick attack challenges with Kennen. So I think that's okay. Let's hang on to this landmark. It's been fine. I want to keep the captain. Claws of the Dragon can go. We haven't been playing the spells for it. Surprisingly like the Windsingers, but we do have 4 copies of it. I could see going down to 3 copies of it. The Otterpuss is okay here. He's a very good target for bounce cards. And then, surprisingly enough, I'll let the Green Glade duo hang out in the wings, and then I want to hang on to Young Witch here. So, okay, I'm good. Let's get to battle. Oh, Jesus, that noise. All right, here we go. Getting into that final battle. Feels good. Not bad for Kennen here. I felt like this was... it doesn't feel like this deck's very good, but I mean, it's got us this far. And so I'm just trying to think of where this deck kind of stands. It feels like, in large part, it's just aggressive elusives, which should be good, you know, as everybody's out here trying to figure out how to make Taric work and figure out how to make Ari work. The aggressive elusives deck's always a good place to be in, but in kind of the long term, how do things stand with Kennen? And I don't know. He's in Bandle City. That always gets you somewhere. He's in an archetype with a bunch of recalls in Bandle City, where you have Conchologist and Bandle City Mayor and the like, and so interesting. Okay, the final battle with Ashe and Pantheon. So curious what we'll run into here, but this is a pretty strong start. We do have this turn 1 Kennen that we probably can't play any cards on, but I think he can stay. I'm kind of tempted to just get rid of this Pathless Ancient, because we're just not going to have time to play it, I don't think. Picking up a spell seems reasonable. And we can switch here. No, we can't. If we want to play our Conspirator on 2, then we can't play the Mourned. We need to be bouncing Kennen. Oh, turn ends. I was going to say, can we just target Kennen with the mark? Because we're just going to bounce him anyways. Not the way that goes. And all right, now we're getting to drop the classic, the turn 3 Zed. So let's see what he runs into here. It's a little scary when they have the 3 spell mana, because they can just drop a Frostbite on him. But just letting us know beforehand that things aren't safe. Oh, a Shatter? Okay. So losing Zed sucks, but I'll certainly take the 2 for 1. Interesting he chose to go that path when he could have just like let us attack with Zed, and then Brittle Steel blocked him with the Rhymefang Wolf. Okay, we can get a tempo bounce on the Rhymefang Wolf, or we can pop it with Concussive Palm and then try and block the Iceveil Archer. Yeah, might as well preemptively Palm, right? Could have also looked to just bounce it with the Quicken, since he can't replay it this turn, but I don't think that's necessary. Like Shatter number 2? Okay, that's fine. He's running pretty low on cards here. Got to start dropping all these Kennens. So here's Kennen, here's the Mourned. We should get a good attack this turn. I don't think we're going to attack with Kennen. And then I'm looking to just maybe we do a Shadows of the Past next turn. So he can do all of his combat-related shenanigans. Maybe we can get them to play play a spell. You know, pre-combat pre-combat frostbite or something, and then just try and take everything down with the shadows of the past. Lots of potential for good stuff here.
My arrow won't miss.
He's gonna have some shenanigans, I assure you. I assure you. But let's just block and see what he does. Like, I didn't want to just like risk Kennen. That's kind of scary in terms of him just being able to come in and replay that unit, but let's do this. I know that he can come in and just replay the Rhyme Tusk Shaman, but that's going to be his entire turn if that's what he wants to do.
Winter is the
Yep.
Freljord's true ruler. Send chills up my spine.
Okay.
Looking for a daring
Get something going here. Kennen's we got this will be Kennen number 3. Okay. Zenith Blade, interesting.
I am lightning. I break the wind.
Still no, real good attacks with Kennen here, but we can still get in with the Conspirator. The Ash.
I'll lead us to victory.
That's a little scary. Not big scary, just a little scary.
All the world on one arrow.
And we're getting pretty close to the lethals here. What are we doing with this? We have what do we have? 2 lightning rushes. What if we just start say lightning rushing his face? is there anything wrong with that? How's this gonna go? We're gonna replay a Kennen and get one thing. It's like I don't really want to worry about the wolf anymore because we do have this quicken. But lightning rush to face. Kind of like it. Don't really want to be passing this turn just banking all the mana.
I have studied every fighting manual.
Okay, I dig it.
The frost reveals all to me.
Alright, so there's a frostbite. Here comes the shadows of the past. So we're going to get all of our units able to block again. Oof. I assure you, he doesn't want to, he doesn't want to attack into our oh, and the icy yeti. Oh Jesus! How much damage is this? 11, 14, 18. Not lethal. Okay. Well, that's slightly awkward, but takes us to 2. Okay. Is what it is.
Follow me. I know where I'm going.
I have mastered the rain, lightning, and cloud star.
All right, Kennen. We're gonna need a couple points of damage. We got 3 coming up with the elusive. But looks like we're a little short at the moment.
Ice runs in our veins.
Kennen number 2. So that gets us up to an additional 2 for more lightning rushes. I think the big thing here might be to try and take down this Ash, though. Oh no, Oh, he doesn't have any power. We weren't going to get lethal that way anyways, but I was expecting to get a point of damage on the Conspirator.
I am lightning. I break the wind.
Alright, so if we're going to redo this now... Oh, he's not playing any cards. Oh my god. Fucking cats. Why do people get cats? Alright, so back to this. What can we do with this? I think we have to kill the Ash. And then just kind of hope and dream for the next turn. 2 damage short, man. Okay, so he brings the Zenith Blade onto Ash, so we're probably not going to get to attack next turn. Or not going to get to block next turn. How else can we get around this? We need to save the Quicken for the Wolf. Can still Lightning Rush Ash, but it doesn't feel like we win the game that way. I guess we can do like 1 Lightning Rush and still be okay. Get to replay Kennen. We get another Mark of the Storm. We can pop this Ash. Hopefully that's enough to kill her. If he has a combat trick or whatever to protect her here, then we're just going to lose. But I think this is our way out. They don't, oh my god, he's got more. 3 sisters. Sure. Alright, well, we're out of stuff to play. I think we're probably just dead at this point. But let's see. Maybe they'll get greedy and they won't open on us.
The frost reveals all to me.
Show me a target.
Nope. Not the case. Alright, GG. And so that was a... I don't know, we just couldn't get rolling that game. We kind of ran into that problem to where his health was just like 1 too high, and we couldn't attack with Kennens. And so without attacking with him, we couldn't quite get enough of the sparks going. But for our first go at it with Kennen, I thought this was pretty nice. And so the things that I liked with this, I think what we're going to be kind of like deciding is how much of these like combos we're really able to piece together. And so I think I can kind of like see from the get-go here there being like 3 decks, right? This is the Keno Yasuo archetype. There's just going to be the Yasuo build around, right? Where we're trying to use the likes of the Mourned was the 1-cost elusive that returns to your hand on strike. And instead of being this kind of like stun-focused archetype, we now have additional ways to do recalls, and we're going to be like really recall heavy to try and level up a Yasuo. That's going to be kind of deck number 1. Deck number 2 is just going to be like the standard really aggressive elusives. And that deck might even work out better if you get to pick up a Yasuo, since there's so many good elusives that live in Solar Winds Yasuo and in Disruption Yasuo. I think they have all of them actually. Some of them like don't have the Navori Blade Scout, but I think both of them have Green Glade Duo, and they have, maybe that's it. Maybe they don't have Green Glade Duos, but they do have the Blade Scout and the Conspirator. And so having these big openers of the Navori Blade Scout, Navori Conspirator, and the Mourned, just a really big early game elusive package. I think that'll be deck number 2. So we talked Yasuo elusives, and then deck number 3. I think this kind of like, hey, let's do recall stuff is going to mainly kind of focus on if you can get these kind of attune units. Like Drancing Droplet doesn't have attune anymore, but things like Otterpuss are quite powerful. It's just if you're going to sit around and try and play like the value game, it just takes so much mana, and for a lot of this, like the results are pretty low, and so I don't think that's like really a deck. But if you are looking to just like ramp up a bunch of summons or a bunch of recalls, then I think you probably really need Otterpuss to be the bro that helps you do that. I'm not like really sure where that deck lands. I think the way that this deck we pieced together here is kind of like 75% elusives and then 25%. Hey, I've got some of this recall stuff. Let's just kind of like dirtle around with that. And so it's like, do we really want a card like Godwillow Seedling in the elusives deck? No. But are we going to use this in the kind of like really value oriented deck? Probably. And the problem with like the value deck is I don't think you even really want to be playing Kennen in it. He seems to be like a really aggressively oriented champion. Like with his abilities, if you're looking to build up a bunch of Mark of the Storms, it does come from just playing him over and over again, but you really need to be able to attack with him. And so I think that's where you're going to try and really figure this stuff out. And I'm curious if that's what the Ari pool. I thought Ari paired with Bandle City, and I couldn't figure out who the Bandle City was, and I was like, oh, but it's Kennen. And I bet that's kind of the idea, is if you're attacking with Ari, you can attack with Kennen after, and then you do like the swap, and Kennen doesn't get killed or anything, or he gets recalled or something, and you build up a bunch of stuff that way. Maybe that's the way you can go about him. But he doesn't feel like he wants to be a part of the big like recall build around. It's just you can't really get the Bark of the Storms going unless you can attack, and I guess Ari is the way to help you get those attacks. But maybe if we just had a little something else, like we passed on some of the squirrels, maybe if we picked up more Yordle Squires to give him the +1 attack, need some way to just get that Kennen attacking over and over again, and then not feeling bad if we've played him like 4 times and he dies. So I think that's it. We'll take note of that for our future Kennen runs. We really need to pay a bit of attention to getting the bonus attack cards. But then that kind of makes me feel like we're just leading into elusives. And so, not bad, not bad. Good, a good bit of success here. And then the last one I wanted to cut. Man, there's so many cards in this deck we just didn't draw this run, right? We didn't draw the Matriarch. We didn't draw Young Witch in any of the games. We didn't draw Quicken until I picked up a second one and realized it could bounce an opposing unit. And so, very odd we didn't draw some of these cards. But no, the Windsinger was the last one I wanted to call out. This card I thought was fantastic. I thought it was going to be a little expensive, and there's cards like this in Magic that are historically always good. Like Mana War costing 3 mana was always really good. That's a 3 mana 2/2 that returns a unit to the owner's hand. The cards that cost 5 and 6 tend to put units on top of their opponent's deck, which is a little bit more powerful in that they're down a card, right? It goes to the top of their deck. They can't immediately replay it, as we saw in some of those games, and then it kind of cancels one of their draws, right? And so that was a bit more expensive effect than just the recall. But this was all still pretty good here in terms of just like bouncing a unit and then still being able to attack. You kind of keep that board parity with the Windsinger. It doesn't make it feel as bad about open attacking. I think the thing I'll be curious about with Windsinger is if we're building to Yasuo instead of building to Kennen, and if we would rather have Windsinger than Yone, because Yone is a little bit expensive, but it's kind of the core like big payoff for Yasuo that isn't Yasuo, right? You kind of need something that can win the game on its own. But if things are going right with Yasuo, it comes down and just blows out. And that's what Yone does. But the stun kind of sucks sometimes, right? And I think having the Windsinger might be kind of interesting there. But the stun does give you 2 targets. And so that'll be something for another day. I'm interested to see how that pans out. Pretty happy with our initial result here with Kennen. So there's that loud noise again. I swear to fuck, if you work at Riot and you watch my videos, figure that out. That is annoying as hell when you leave the focus on the game and come back to it and it makes a loud screech. I hope everyone in the video gets to enjoy that. All right, let's click on these rewards. We'll call it a day. All right, that's the 3-cost dragon. I was curious. Yeah, there's only 2 fated units in the game, and fated is worded oddly. It says it has to be a card or something like that. It doesn't, and these are like play abilities, so it puts the little skill circle. I thought it would have been more clear if it says you target it with a card or a skill. And so I was initially confused with Fated as to whether or not... I couldn't imagine that they would release Fated and show Yulia and Blinded Mystic and then have them just not work with Fated, but... I was curious because I was trying to draft with Vladimir and using the things like Imperial Demolitionist onto a Wounded White Flame. Not the best example. The Crimson Acolyte was the better example. The 2/2 for 2 that gives something 2/0 and deals the damage to it also works with the likes of these faded units, but thought that was kind of odd. Maybe they'll clear that up in a future patch. So we've got that. The weekly vault, is that here? Wasn't all shiny. Oh, that must come out tomorrow. And then the loot. So let's see, what are these? There's all kinds of shit in there. Coin purchase bonus reward. Hell yeah. Oh, did we get you've obtained the exclusive Tristana skin as a bonus because I bought coins. I had to buy coins to live the pay-to-win lifestyle, and I get extra stuff out of it. Riot, sometimes you're too good to me. But all right, out of all these, I think the Siren is the better card, but Bilgewater's so bad in Expedition we never play them, so let's go ahead and snatch up the Cadrigen. He definitely gets played. Shyvana's running around everywhere. What do we got here? Okay, well, these cards are so bad. It's like I want to pick the Ranger's Resolve, but our opponents don't get to enjoy it with us. So let's go with the Blighted Ravine. It's at least playable compared to the Devoted, which are just trash. Okay, I think that's going to do it, and that is it. So, hope everyone enjoyed our first trial of Mystical Misadventures. You maybe learned how to lightning rush your opponents a little bit better. Maybe learned a thing or two along the way. Had a good time watching. This is Bust, and we thank you for being here.